Welcome to Fazza Poetry World, where hearts turn into poetry. I did not fall in love with you because the world called you beautiful. I did not stop and lose myself because of your smile alone. And no, my heart was never captured by your body the way people speak about love these days. The world falls in love with temporary things every second. A pretty face. A perfect photo. A soft voice. A moment of attraction that burns fast and disappears even faster. But what happened to me when I met you was different. So different that even now, after all this time, I still struggle to explain it completely. Because loving you never felt like desire alone. It felt like recognition. Like my soul looked at yours and whispered quietly, "There you are. I have been searching for you for a very long time." From the very first moment, there was something peaceful about you. Not loud. Not dramatic. Not the kind of beauty that screams for attention. Yours was softer than that. Deeper than that. You felt like quiet sunlight entering a dark room after years of storms. You felt like warmth after emotional winters. You felt like safety. And I swear to you, before I even knew your story, before I understood your pain, before I learned your fears, your dreams, your scars, my heart already knew there was something sacred inside you. You spoke softly, but your soul spoke louder than words ever could. The world sees appearances first. But somehow, when I looked at you, I saw beyond everything the world usually notices. I saw gentleness hidden behind your silence. I saw kindness resting quietly in your eyes. I saw a woman who had been hurt by life many times, yet still chose softness instead of cruelty. And that changed me. Because most people become cold after pain. Most people let heartbreak turn them bitter. Most people stop believing in love after being disappointed too many times. But not you. You carried pain in your chest like invisible storms, yet you still smiled at people with warmth. You carried disappointments nobody knew about, yet you still cared for others gently. You carried silent tears behind closed doors, yet you still tried to make others feel loved. Tell me, how could I not fall deeply for a soul like that? I remember watching you during small moments nobody else would even notice. The way you listened carefully when someone spoke. The way you helped people quietly without needing praise. The way your eyes softened when someone was hurting. The way you stayed humble even when you had every reason to become distant from the world. You never tried to impress anyone. And maybe that is exactly what impressed me the most. Because in a world where everyone is pretending, performing, competing for attention, you remained real. And real souls are rare. Do you know what I loved most about you? It was not perfection. It was honesty. You never pretended to be flawless. You never wore a mask to look stronger than you were. You allowed yourself to be human. Gentle, emotional, quiet, soft-hearted. And somehow those things made you stronger than anyone I had ever met. There were moments when I would simply sit near you in silence, and my heart would feel calmer without you even trying. You never knew it, but your presence healed parts of me I had hidden for years. Parts of me I never spoke about. Parts of me that were exhausted from pretending to be okay. Parts of me that had forgotten what peace even felt like. Then you came into my life like soft rain after drought. And suddenly my heart could breathe again. Sometimes I think about the first time I truly looked at you. Not your hair. Not your clothes. Not your beauty. But you. The real you beneath everything. And I remember feeling something inside me slow down. Like the noise in my chest became quiet for the first time in years. You felt like home. Not a place. Not a house. Not four walls. But home in the deepest sense. The kind of home where the soul finally rests. There were moments when I watched you laugh softly at something small, and I would lose myself completely in that sound. Not because it was perfect, but because it was genuine. And genuine things are becoming rare in this world. You never realized what your existence did to me. You would simply sit there quietly, and my entire heart would feel full. You would speak gently, and somehow my mind would become peaceful. You would look at me with kindness, and suddenly every wound inside me would stop hurting for a while. That is not ordinary love. That is soul-deep love. The kind that changes a person forever. I admired the way you forgave people even after being hurt. I admired the way you stayed kind even when life was unfair to you. I admired the way you carried your sadness with dignity instead of turning it into anger. You never became cruel. Even when the world gave you every reason to. And honestly, that alone made you extraordinary. Because beautiful faces exist everywhere. But beautiful souls, those are rare gifts from God. Your soul glows differently. Not loudly. Not proudly. Not in a way that demands attention. Your soul shines quietly, like a candle in darkness. Steady. Warm. Comforting. And maybe that is why I fell so deeply. You did not enter my life like chaos. You entered like peace. Like calm music after emotional noise. Like prayer after fear. Like healing after heartbreak. There were nights when I stayed awake thinking about you, not because I was obsessed with your beauty, but because I could not stop thinking about the goodness inside you. The way your heart still loved despite pain. The way your soul still believed in softness despite disappointment. The way your spirit remained gentle in a world teaching people to become hard. You made me want to become better. Not richer. Not more impressive. Not more admired. Better. You made me want to speak softer. Love deeper. Protect more carefully. Understand more patiently. Because when a person with a beautiful soul enters your life, they make you ashamed of your own darkness. They inspire you to heal. To grow. To become worthy of their heart. And that is exactly what you did to me. Sometimes late at night, I imagine a life beside you. Not a perfect life. Not a fantasy without problems. Not a story without storms. No, I imagine real mornings. Real struggles. Real laughter. Real tears. Real life. I imagine waking up beside you while sunlight enters softly through the curtains. I imagine your sleepy voice asking me if I slept well. I imagine making tea together in silence while peace fills the room. I imagine holding your hand during difficult days when life becomes heavy. I imagine protecting your heart when the world becomes cruel. I imagine reminding you how loved you are on days when you forget your worth. I imagine kissing your forehead after hard nights and whispering, "I'm here. You are not alone anymore." Because love is not only romance to me. Love is safety. Love is presence. Love is choosing someone again and again even during difficult seasons. And if I ever stand in front of you one day, holding your hands while looking into your eyes, and I ask, "Will you marry me?" Understand this deeply. It will not be just a question. It will be a promise. A promise to protect your heart carefully. A promise to honor your softness. A promise to never make you feel alone while standing beside me. A promise to stay even when life becomes difficult. A promise to love every version of you, not only the easy ones. I will love you when you are shining brightly. And I will love you when exhaustion dims your light. I will love you when you laugh loudly. And I will love you during silent nights when sadness sits quietly inside your chest. I will choose you during beautiful days. And I will choose you during broken ones too. Because that is what real love is. It is not temporary excitement. It is not obsession. It is not possession. It is devotion. And my heart has become devoted to your soul. Sometimes I wonder if souls truly recognize each other before people do. Because when I met you, nothing felt accidental. It felt written. As if somewhere beyond this world, before time, before distance, before pain, our hearts already knew each other. Maybe that sounds foolish to some people. But love like this cannot be explained logically. How else do you explain feeling peaceful beside someone before they even touch your hand? How else do you explain feeling emotionally safe with someone who simply exists quietly near you? How else do you explain a soul that feels familiar from the very beginning? No, some connections are deeper than coincidence. And ours feels like one of them. I do not know what the future holds for us. Life changes quickly. People change. Circumstances change. But one thing inside me remains certain. What I feel for your soul is real. It is not temporary. It is not shallow. It is not built only on attraction. It is built on admiration, respect, peace, connection, truth. And those things last longer than beauty ever will. Because beauty fades slowly with time. But a beautiful soul becomes even more precious with age. That is why I love you more deeply every day. Not because your appearance changes, but because your heart keeps revealing new forms of beauty to me. Your patience, your understanding, your forgiveness, your quiet strength, your ability to love despite everything life has done to you. You are not ordinary. And I hope one day you fully realize that. I hope one day you understand how rare your soul truly is. How comforting your presence feels. How healing your kindness becomes for people around you. You may not see it, but your existence changes hearts quietly. Mine included. There are still moments when I stare at the ceiling late at night thinking about how lucky I am that my heart found yours in this enormous world. Out of billions of people, somehow my soul recognized you. And honestly, that feels like a miracle to me. Because before you, love always felt loud and confusing. People made it feel complicated, painful, uncertain. But with you, love feels peaceful. And peace is the purest form of love I have ever known. You are not just someone I desire. You are someone I deeply admire. There is a difference. Desire fades quickly. Admiration grows. And every single day, I admire you more. I admire your resilience, your softness, your honesty, your ability to survive difficult seasons without losing your humanity. You are proof that pain does not always destroy goodness. Sometimes it deepens it. And your soul carries that depth beautifully. If I could protect one thing forever, it would be your heart. Not because it is weak, but because it is precious. And precious things deserve care. I want to be the kind of love that never forces you to beg for reassurance. The kind of love that never makes you question your worth. The kind of love that feels safe instead of stressful. Because your soul deserves peace. You have carried enough pain already. So if life allows me to stay beside you, I want to become your comfort during difficult nights. Your calm during storms. Your safe place when the world becomes too heavy. And maybe that is what true love really is. Not grand speeches. Not expensive gifts. Not dramatic promises. But two souls quietly protecting each other through life. And if you ever ask me why I love you so deeply, I will smile softly and say this, because when I looked at you, I saw courage hidden behind gentleness. I saw kindness surviving through pain. I saw light refusing to die in darkness. I saw a woman whose soul felt like home to mine. And once a soul finds home, it never truly wants to leave again. So no, I did not fall in love with your beauty alone. I did not fall in love with your smile alone. I did not fall in love with your body alone. I fell in love with the way your soul carries warmth into cold places. I fell in love with the way your heart still chooses love after heartbreak. I fell in love with the way your existence makes life feel softer, calmer, safer. I fell in love with you. The real you. The soul beneath everything. And if destiny is kind to me, I will spend the rest of my life loving that soul carefully, gently, faithfully, for as long as my heart continues to beat.